Episode 47, maybe? That's a few episodes. We have a fantastic episode today, folks. We're doing Best Horror Movie for Thank You Very Much. And could you please play the theme song?
I thought it was horror movie.
Thank you very much. With Joe Bates.
And we're going to start a great episode, folks. I know you're excited for Thank You Very Much. I'm excited for Thank You Very Much. Every week, a weekly podcast to rank the best and worst of anything and everything. Today's best horror movie, and as always, not only am I your host, Joe Bates, talking about, but I have two special guest experts. To the left of me, folks, you may know him as a master in predicting the jump scare, Mr. Steven Vincent Giles.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Giles, when you're predicting a jump scare, are you very boisterous about it, or is it afterwards you're like, I knew that was going to happen?
Well, if I'm sitting with someone who I know is a chicken and they don't want to be jump scared, because a jump scare is the lowest form of direction in a horror movie.
Wow.
I want to, so if I know that they're going to be afraid, I might say,
now cover your eyes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But if I know they really want to enjoy that sort of thing, then I'll hold off.
Well, if I have the hiccups.
And I don't brag if I know. There's no point in pointing it out after.
Well, when I asked you what you're an expert in, that was the first thing you said, and then you kept talking about how you've never been wrong. It seemed like bragging at the time.
Well, I don't. A fact is a fact.
It's not bragging if it's a fact.
They're easy to spot. If a guy's walking backwards, yeah, something's going to jump out. If someone's wearing earbuds, yeah, something's going to jump out.
If someone
walks into a dark room and closes a door that's been open the entire time, yeah, something's going to jump out. If someone looks in an old mirror at an abandoned gas station, something's going to jump out.
I always like the one where they open the door, see something behind, and you know there's something behind the door when they close it. Like it already went on the other side of the door.
That's what we call the double fake out.
The double fake out. Well, this has been fun talking to you, but we also have another special guest expert, folks, to the right of me. I would say a legend in the movie industry. He is the man that designed the latex testicles for the Alien in Alien 3, Mr. Bradley Scott.
Thank you. Yep, we did the Alien and the smaller alien that came out of the alien's mouth. We did those testicles. Charles S. Dutton had his own guy.
They didn't have to be as low, I guess. Put a little one.
Well, I mean, we're not here to discuss jump scares.
Oh!
You didn't predict that at all, did you?
I wanted to scare you guys.
Jeez,
Ah!
I was trying to, it's supposed to be a spooky show.
That's really funny. That is super funny.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the first time that's ever happened, and that is awesome on Best Horror Movie.
Wait, it was the first time it's ever happened? What are the chances it would happen again on this episode?
Well, if only someone could predict it. But folks, man, for those on Facebook Live, you may not know, but the camera used for the bid chat site fell down in the middle. Nobody did anything. Maybe we got ghosts. But do we have ghosts? Anyways, folks,
you should call someone.
As always, behind me is the list.
Who are you gonna go?
These are the list of items we're going to be talking about for Best Horror Movie. Since there's so many horror movies, we added an extra 3. So there's going to be a list of 14 with a 15 spot that you can comment on to add into the list.
I will call Papa John's.
Papa John's. Okay, first, The Conjuring, Halloween, Saw, Alien, Friday the 13th, Poltergeist, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Thing, Child's Play, The Omen, The Shining, The Exorcist, It, and
2017, right?
No, the Tim Curry.
The miniseries?
Wait.
Yeah.
That's the one that he put on the list, right?
Everyone
voted Tim
I just
Curry.
said it.
Yeah.
Everyone was voting Tim Curry. It.
Oh, really?
You didn't
We can cross that.
Right.
We can cross that spooky underwater bridge when we get there.
All right.
And lastly, but not least, Psycho. So we got a fantastic list. A lot of people on Facebook suggested. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
It's like a skull. Spooky.
This is it's right there. It's good. It's just because it's got items there, but it is right there.
Oh yeah, we'll put
so that's perfect.
Spooky.
Yeah,
put it over here.
Okay. Well,
this is like an exclusive for the Facebook Live.
Yeah,
you're missing stuff. Here, so I have brought.
Oh my God,
bastard!
I brought tricks and treats, guys.
Well, I feel like there's what are the tricks like just poison?
There's candy.
And mousetraps?
You want some candy?
Yeah, I'll take some candy.
Gotcha.
Jesus Christ.
Johnny! So seriously though, here you go.
That should have been an easy one to predict.
I guess he's doing it.
I got a bit of honeys and Necco wafers and Why isn't Willard on the list?
You can't do that to me. I grew up poor. So that really freaks me out.
Why? I want to know why.
Bringing back bad memories.
I want to know why Willard's not on Willard the remake, not the 70s
with Crispin Glover.
With Crispin Glover, the best Willard ever.
I don't think I'd want to be in a room with Crispin Glover, the actor, for like an hour.
We're related. I'm related to him.
Really? Well, that makes me not want to hang out with him.
We're like kind of like removed third cousins.
Sweet. So he removed you from the family.
No. Do you believe me? I have proof. I have proof right here.
If this is another jump scare.
This is a rat catching. It's a book by Crispin Glover that he signed to me, to Stephen Giles, a third cousin. Thank you for coming. Isn't that wonderful?
Jesus Christ.
Crispin Glover signed that to me. Anyway, I got bullseyes, Necco wafers, bit of honeys, and the best Halloween candy of all time, peanut butter kisses, the little black and orange wrap things. So I went to buy this stuff, and nowhere in Broad Ripple could I find this, because I guess Broad Ripple's too good. So I had to go to the dollar store, because nobody sells this.
My heart is still trying to get over the rat thing.
Peanut butter.
Nobody eats it anymore.
Well, you know,
Halloween classic.
That was like the candy you hated.
Yeah, I don't know.
I look forward to it every year.
I will say I will say as an adult, it's not that. Oh, candy corn's fire.
I got bullseyes.
Candy corn's one of the worst things ever.
Bullseyes.
That's like the cowtail thing too, right?
Yeah, Necco wafers. Got some Necco wafers.
Oh, you can go to a toll booth.
Yeah. I think you can
yeah, Necco wafers work as like nickels, I think, or something like
that. Yeah, and I think you can like
purify
water with them. I think you drop them in. They're like,
you can definitely purify water with candy.
You can't use
artificial grape.
Okay, all right.
It's a bag of candy.
I appreciate what's going on, but I would love to move on with the show.
Oh, sorry. Top some Halloween candy.
We're gonna
a lot.
Next week, ranking best things, worst things Steven has.
I got my Halloween socks on.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
we're doing best horror movie, and I want to go down the list, and I'll start with Brad. Steven just did some mic hogging for a little bit.
Sorry.
Brad, what's your criteria in deciding what best horror movie is? Like, what's your basis? What makes the best horror movie? You candy out here. I want some candy. Jesus Christ.
What was that?
They kind of gave it to me. All right.
It's interesting. So it's amazing.
He's already throwing away one piece.
That's okay. Yeah, fine.
He's trying to eat a piece.
Oh, is that your precious black and orange generic?
So gross.
It's just go ahead and slip the razor on into that.
No, I love it.
Steven might die this episode. Okay, so Brad, when you're ranking best horror movie, what are things you weigh in to decide what's better than another one?
Well, I'm very skeptical. I'm not a very religious person, so I don't really believe in ghosts and spirits, and I don't really believe in. So if the movie can get me to suspend the disbelief for the couple hours I'm watching it, to me, that's a really good horror movie.
Gotcha. But you believe in aliens?
Well, just their testicles. I have a signed scrotum by the alien. I actually have it with me. I have proof.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I wouldn't eat that one if the other one was so bad.
It's going to be delicious.
Yeah, I will say as an adult, those are kind of good. Because kind of peanut butter. Peanut butter is like one of the best flavors.
Peanut butter taffy.
I eat peanut butter toast.
Anything peanut butter is good.
Okay, so Steven, for you, ranking a best horror movie, what's a criteria you use to decide what's good? For him, it's suspension of disbelief. You know, really let you into the world that the movie is creating.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, you watch a horror movie, somebody's going to make a stupid decision. I hate when I hate horror movies where it's like the people are just made dumb decisions.
Let me ask you this though, because I've always questioned that theory. People always say that watching the movie from the comfort of a safety and see.
Yeah.
If you're in a life-threatening scenario, you may not make the best decisions. You may run into a crazy-looking house as opposed to just heading for a highway because you're like, oh, well, there might be someone there that's not this murderer trying to kill me.
That's
Maybe.
fair.
But if there's a grumbling in the basement and you hear whispering in Latin, I would leave the house.
Oh, no, yeah.
I wouldn't go explore with a matchstick in a box of matches where I have 3 matches.
It could be Julius
walking
Caesar.
backwards. I'm not going to do that.
Vini Vidi Vici. I came, I saw, there's something in the basement. I believe that's what it stands for.
I love a horror movie that can genuinely frighten me, and I love a horror movie that is somewhat believable. But even if it's supernatural, it's gotta obey some sort of rules of logic somewhere. So
it's like professional wrestling. You have to have some sort of rules.
Like science fiction, you gotta have something.
It's just a play.
Yeah. I
really get into theological horror movies, so it's just the opposite of you. But they have to be good, and there aren't that many good ones.
I'll give you an example
of a good theological thriller.
Because I don't even know what the genre means.
Conjuring 2 is my favorite.
And what did you say mine was? Because I said just the movies that give me the ability to suspend disbelief. That movie I actually thought was harder. Conjuring movies. Well, I guess I shouldn't.
Yeah. But you said just kind of the suspension of disbelief is tougher for like exorcism type things.
Yeah, because I know they're fake.
Right.
Yeah,
so that's why I really get into that stuff. So like The Exorcist, Conjuring 2,
okay,
The Devil.
I feel guilty watching the Conjuring movies.
I love this.
I really like
making those scam artists much money.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
$8.75.
I really like the movie Devil.
With the Eli Roth movie in the elevator?
No, that's M. Night Shyamalan. That's
Roth.
Yeah,
okay.
That was one of his. Yeah, I like that movie a whole
That's
bunch.
a good movie, yeah. Underrated, very underrated movie.
I would completely agree. For me, criteria, and this may not be a surprise to some, I hate horror movies. I get scared real easily, and I once saw Paranormal Activity 3, and after watching that movie with this girl, I just kept screaming, and she didn't want to see me anymore afterwards. And I went home, and I turned all the lights on and the TV on so that I could go to sleep. Because I was too scared to go to sleep. Blair Witch Project scared the fuck out of me. I didn't like it. I didn't like the guy in the corner at the end of it. Also, there's going to be a lot of spoilers, if you're wondering. There's a lot of spoilers for all these movies we're talking about.
Oh, so if you haven't seen 1999's Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, it's a guy in the corner. That's the monster.
What are the Psychos?
The greatest.
Psycho's a big... Psycho and The Exorcist and Poltergeist. They all have spoilers.
Blair Witch is the
spoilers.
greatest.
Yeah, hopefully you've seen those movies.
Saw? Oh,
Blair Witch had the greatest marketing campaign for a movie in history.
Yeah,
I believe that was a documentary when I went in when I was about 2 weeks from the movie going in, because we were all dumb back then.
Yeah.
We didn't have as good of internet access. You had to use a disc and hope your friend had 55 hours left on it so that you could talk to a 58-year-old guy who's going to send you a naked pic of some model he didn't know. And yeah, like they took advantage of that and took advantage of our ignorance and portrayed it as a document. And I figured it out when I saw the people on Conan. But that was a giveaway.
So for me, the scary thing for me is not, I don't like movies that are too scary, but I like good stories.
Oh yeah.
And as long as it's not too scary and there's a good story, then to me that's the best horror movie, because I don't like being scared too much. I get scared. Was it Gothica?
Halle Berry?
Yeah, that one scared me. And then there's another movie.
I can't ever get scared when Halle Berry's around.
The Grudge scared me a whole bunch.
The Grudge?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I don't like that.
No, that sound freaked me out. And so my girlfriend I was living with at the time, we watched that movie, and I was just talking about how that sound just freaked me out. I didn't like it. And all of a sudden, we're laying in bed talking about that. It's all quiet, and a fucking cat outside starts meowing. I murdered it.
There was a movie I watched.
And then I made it latex balls.
That I thought was going to be in the list called Babadook. And that scared the fuck out of me, because I hate creepy kids, and I hate moms that are single and that are maybe killing them.
Wait, what?
I don't like.
You hate single moms?
I hate single moms and I hate creepy kids. The rule of three. I don't like cats that much.
Most people love single moms. Like they hold them up.
Oh Jesus Christ!
They put them on a pedestal. They give them all types of shit.
Babadook was like an art piece on the stages of grieving. It was like grief.
I think
depression and anger.
It wasn't.
I guess yeah. No, you put it that way.
I thought it was like an artistic expression of grief.
I think it's because you're so positive. You're such a positive person that like scary movies are a side of life you don't want to experience.
My favorite all-time scary movies, if I just throw it in there, are horror anthologies. Anytime there's like a series of VHS, Creep Show,
VHS 1 was good. VHS 2 was better.
Perfect.
Trick or Treat, all of them. None of them are on the list.
Steven asked VHS to be removed from the list. Anyways, I just want to say real quick.
Oh, I did that.
But now we're going to start off with everyone's favorite round in a podcast ever called the veto round, where we each go one at a time and pick something off
We do
the
like
list.
an Italian accent.
By the way,
I don't like this movie.
I just want to tell you, I'm very excited to be here. I grew up watching this show. I'm a big fan, and so this is an honor.
Yeah, episode 47. We do an episode, 2 episodes a year, and but today's episode is gonna be great. The veto round. We're each gonna go one at a time, take something off the list. As always, you start with the oldest person here, Mr. Bradley Scott.
Oh man, you could have like asked our ages.
I always do a 50-50 guess.
I wore a hat to look younger and a shirt that says I'm not racist. Let's see.
That's what it says. So you're taking off something you do not think is the best horror movie. Out of the list, 14 behind me.
It's like 3 I want to, but I'm gonna go with.
This is Tim Curry's It. Remember, not the new one.
I thought we were gonna debate that,
which is awesome.
I thought that
well,
was
I didn't see the new one. I saw the Tim Curry one, which I didn't realize isn't actually a movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a mini series on TV. It's not even a horror. They literally had a rule in the contract. They couldn't show a child in imminent danger.
I'm pretty sure they did that when they pull the kid into the gutter.
No, they don't show it. You just see his hand reach in and then Tim Curry's mouth going rah, 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 rah.
The second one's very.
That's what I thought was on the list.
I mean, not second one, but
very disappointed. Now, you know what? I'm going to leave it up anyway.
And there was no preteen orgy scene, right? Yeah, no like gangbang.
Well,
I'm very disappointed.
Was that in the movie?
No,
that's just in the book.
It's in the
horrible
book.
decision.
It's in the book. Yeah.
I'm gonna mark off The Conjuring.
No magic spirit.
The Conjuring,
because it's based on fraud.
Oh.
Wow. So fraud because you don't believe in exorcism.
I believe.
Just so any of these movies are all based off fraud.
Close to my heart.
I believe a clown in the sewer eats children more than I believe those 2 horrible people that took advantage of.
Did that really happen though? That Conjuring thing? It's based on a true story.
It's based on people.
It's based on their what do you call it?
Their con game.
Their hustle.
Yeah.
So Mothman Prophecy is a movie based on a true story. That was the first time I really seen that, and when that happened, I go, "Why does no one talk about this? If this is a true story, there's a Mothman. It's crazy."
Wait, that's Moth.
The Mothman Prophecy.
It's like a Mothman.
No, it's kind of like a psychological thriller, and then like this bridge falls apart and almost kills people, and it's like they think it's the Mothman. I don't know how to explain it. It was really weird. Richard Gere's in it.
I wonder if Mothman
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere's in it.
Because he's the fly.
That's what flies evolve into.
Jeff Goldblum watches your poop. So Conjuring.
Okay, so Conjuring taken off because you do not like priests. You don't like exorcism movies. You don't like adding all that stuff in.
Heathen.
That's fine. I'm surprised it went off so quickly because that was a movie. That was one of the newer movies. A lot of people
built off an empire of lies.
So we're gonna start next. An empire, the God Empire. We're gonna start next with Stevens and Giles.
And we did establish the Thing is John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982.
Oh, of course, Steven, the version Steven wants.
Not the black and white one.
God forbid we put an actual horror movie for it. Let it hold its ground against the best. You're Kaepernicking. It is Kaepernick.
Okay.
It took a knee.
Look, I'm staying out of this one.
For brutality against clowns, and it's paying the price.
I'll stay away from it, or I could remove it from the list so we no longer have to talk about it. But, that movie that just came out was pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Is the movie that much different than the
best horror movie ever made?
Okay, so Saw was horrific and exciting, but they tried to be mysterious and clever, and it was frustrating.
You did not know that dude was Saul, and he's going to stand up at the end.
Right. I mean, did you?
Well, you should have.
You're
You're an expert in the field.
But they don't establish anything about his character.
Because they had like 5 movies to do that.
So you're saying if they do a movie like that, I
feel like Saw was designed to be let's get people hooked so we can make sequels about this guy who has cancer and wants to murder
rebooting
people.
it.
So I kind of want to take that one off, but also honestly, Halloween.
Thank you. Overrated. You know where it kills my suspension of disbelief? When Michael Myers is driving a fucking car.
His mask.
Yeah. Like, because I'm thinking, like, that was a long drive from the hospital, so he had to stop for gas. Is he just standing there at the counter with the lady? Yeah. That was back in the day. Is he using the proper term? Signals?
The best
of the radio?
The best of the Halloweens was Halloween 3.
The one Busta Rhymes?
No.
Oh, then we just
Halloween 3 was.
Oh, that's when the sign of Michael Myers.
Season of the Witch.
Right?
Michael Myers is in it.
He does like a cameo, right?
Well, no.
Wait, what?
In the Halloween,
it's just Michael Myers standing outside
in
of the smoking, like, you crazy kids! It's October 31st.
In Halloween 3, this like evil organization wants to like do something. I don't know. They make these evil masks that are going to turn children into monsters.
They want to make America great again.
But in the movie, there's a scene where someone is watching a television, and on TV is the movie Halloween.
What?
So you see Michael Myers there. He's in the movie in a way. So it's like So it's like a movie in a movie in a.
Gotcha. Like Blair Witch 2 was a movie based off.
Oh,
the first.
That piece of shit.
And the Child's Play. Oh God.
So you gotta pick one.
You'll break my daughter's heart if you take Child's Play.
I won't. I'll take Saw.
Saw, remove it off the list. Saw's one of my movies that I really enjoyed. It's really bad acting in that movie. I mean, Carrie Elwes is not great in that movie.
That's Robin Hood, right?
Yeah, or Princess Bride.
Okay, yeah.
Or cameos in the movie Psych, or the TV show Psych. Great TV show. That remains my best horror movie, the TV show Psych. But no, we're taking Saw off the list. I get it. It's a little modern. It's a little cheesy, but it's better than anything you've ever made, Steven. And
it is.
But I like. There's like Saw. I've watched all the Saw movies, so I like that. I can handle that because it's not too scary. It's like solving puzzles, and I love solving puzzles.
Yeah, but if you get the puzzle wrong, it usually removes your head.
Well, at least I know that's gonna happen. You know, it's not like somebody like doing their homework, and then if they don't do their homework, they lose their head, because that makes no sense. That's not how the world works. I'm up next. I'm gonna veto something off, and I'm just gonna do this because it's probably the easiest thing to do. Basically, it doesn't follow the norm. It's not really a movie. I'm gonna take it off the list. I will say this: I watched that yesterday. Tim Curry is fucking amazing in that.
He's great.
He's like one of the only good. When you watch it back now, I loved it as a kid. It got me hooked on the story of it. But when you watch it as an adult, I mean, you're like, this is not how that movie should be made. That movie in the theaters.
I like that.
He bites that fucking kid's arm off.
The problem with the miniseries, which I really didn't like, is that the ending. And now I don't ruin the movie. You can't. I don't really care. But in the miniseries, they end by just a spider and kicking the spider a bunch.
It's a horrible looking.
It's like the worst ending I've ever seen in any movie. If
Corey Miller's watching, you know that spider.
You know that spider, Corey Miller.
Mm-hmm.
What if I just turn my head around 360 in the middle of all this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm taking it off the list.
Remove it.
Tim Curry, fan-wise, great job. If it was best creature, he's a chance to win that, but not this. So we're continuing, guys. That one.
It wasn't as good as Skarsgård.
How did you guys feel about that first veto round?
There's another veto round coming?
Well, there's another veto round coming.
Yeah. I'm okay. I mean,
damn,
it's not The Conjuring 2, which was far superior.
The Conjuring.
I vetoed that one too.
The Conjuring is a bigger
I
movie.
vetoed it twice.
Conjuring 2 may be my favorite.
Really,
horror movies.
with the Alice Cooper nun.
I loved it so much. That was great.
That's funny. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna start with the youngest person here, Mr. Bradley Scott. You're up. you're up next vetoing something. What do you think is not the best horror movie on this list?
I don't like.
Maybe he's born with it.
I don't like the way this goes.
What do you mean with the where this is going?
I don't want to veto anything. I like.
Well, they're gonna come down to the number one thing. They have to leave the list somehow.
Psycho.
Wow.
Wow.
It's boring.
Giles plays next.
This is 2017.
I don't care about
You're not hurting me. You're hurting a 10-year-old dog.
So you were moving Psycho because it's a boring.
You're a monster.
Because it's a boring movie.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch it right now, it's boring compared to the other movies on that list.
So here's the deal. I have a certain.
Oh wait, you can veto my veto?
Well, I just have a certain pull to Psycho.
Oh.
As my last name is Bates.
Oh, you know what? Then I won't remove it.
And
you know what?
Bates.
Fair enough.
Well, I was okay.
You know what? Take Friday the 13th off.
Whoa!
The reason being, okay, you can't take everyone so personally. The only one you ever take it personally is it.
Get rid of it.
So why are you getting rid of Friday the 13th?
Because it wasn't even Jason.
I'm with you.
Oh, so your whole reason is because it wasn't Jason.
It was
I
his
think
mom.
Steve argue because it was his mom. That makes it a better
Which
movie.
means,
Yes,
which
that's
means,
why I liked it.
which means whoever the teenage, like, supposed to be the hunky, like, you know, high school guys, they're pussies because they got killed by a mom.
An old mom. Yeah.
Like, she fucking dropped their other kids off at soccer practice,
not
then
old,
murdered
but
some
I'm
teenagers.
starting to realize why I didn't like Psycho either.
Because, yeah, it was the mom. Yeah.
So you are removing it because
Not Jason.
they're
No hockey mask.
No hockey mask. So you need Jason in it.
I need the hockey mask, yeah.
Or as Steven earlier told me how much he hates all the other Friday the 13th because of Jason. This is the most divide I've ever had between two special guest experts and how they feel.
I'm
He
sorry.
hates religion. He hates no big movie monster. This guy likes subtlety and religion. Which there's nothing more subtle than religion.
If you hate Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan,
To be honest, I haven't seen it. I gotta see it. I'm sorry.
you only need to spend 10 minutes in Manhattan.
I haven't seen it.
The rest of it was Canada. Then they tried to make it look like Manhattan, but it didn't work because of all the moose.
Steven, you're up next.
Meese?
Wow.
Moose? Meese?
It's geese.
Geese.
I'm gonna go back and get rid of Halloween. I love Michael Myers and all that stuff, but I don't think that movie was that great of a horror movie.
What's the story of Michael Myers?
He's just like a psychotic kid who kills his sister on Halloween night.
But he's not a dead
One
guy.
sister.
No.
It was one of his sisters.
Well, he's not.
I mean, in the first one, no. But then, kinda.
Does he turn it like
He goes to
you're explaining?
space.
Does you explain like Jason?
Jason goes to
Oh,
space.
Jason
Jason goes to space. Were you saying it's like Jason, where he like starts off alive, but then he's the zombie?
Kinda, yeah. And even in the first one, he does a little bit of that. Like, he's there, and then he's just vanished, and now he's behind you,
Yeah.
so...
Is Michael Myers or Jason tougher? Who'd win in a
Jason.
fight?
Jason's tougher.
Jason.
Yeah.
I would have ripped that shirt off of you if you
Yeah.
would have.
Jason's tougher. Jason's tougher.
You were wearing a Jason shirt.
Well, I had to think about it. See, because I was thinking, I forgot about Jason Takes Manhattan and outer space and all that other stuff that he went to. Hell and Freddy's house and all that.
Freddy's house. Jason and Freddy's
I was
house.
thinking Michael Myers isn't bound by a location like Crystal Lake, but neither is Jason, really.
Yeah, Jason.
When I
everything.
think of Jason, I think of Crystal Lake
Mhm.
and campers. I don't think of Michael Myers could be anywhere. But let's get rid of it. I think Jason could whoop him.
I'm so disappointed. I was going to wear a Pennywise shirt, but I was like, well, I know Joe's just going to get something out of his Cabana collection. And then I was like, it's on Steve. I was like, I don't know if Steven's going to wear a horror shirt. If he doesn't, I'm going to look dumb.
It's okay.
I'm not big.
But I'm so mad at myself because I'm like, man, I really wish I was.
I'm
It's
not
so
big
good.
in the horror movies.
Looks
I'm
good.
big into being real relaxed.
All right.
You look like the physical
We're getting
formation of Tommy
This
Bahama.
is getting really hard now. This is getting difficult. I don't know where to go. Oh, you got the next.
I'm up next,
Okay.
and I'm going to tell you a phone call I had once. I called a person.
And then they said you have 7 days to live.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. That was 6.5 days ago. No, I called a person once, and they go, "Hello, what's your name?" oh, they go, what's your last name? I go, Bates. And they go, like Norman? And I go, yeah. And then he goes, it's good to laugh. And I've had that experience so many times. No, I didn't laugh at all. It was good for him to laugh at my expense. I've had that experience so many times. And everybody, oh, you're a killer, or you're a psycho, Bates. And it has driven me insane so much that the only way I have to calm down is to hold my frozen dead mom's body and just hug it and put on her clothes and just go live life to the fullest. And thank you,
She's
Mary.
very nice.
Thank you, Mother. For a long time, my mom's cell phone number in it was just Mother. But
Wait, for real?
Yeah, that's what I call it. Just because I thought it was funny. But at the end of the day, I hate this movie because it's made my life just like it's added 3 seconds to a day.
You hated Psycho?
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna take that off the list?
Yes.
See, he was only mad. Yeah, he's only mad at me because he wanted to slit the throat.
It's one of the most brilliant horror movies ever made.
Well, you know what? This is just coming. This isn't even objective. This is subjective, and this is me saying
it introduced the word Psycho to our...
you know what I reckon? You know what? Maybe put in the budget colored film.
Well, they did do a remake. It didn't do very well.
Oh my god!
But I'll say this: I may be a good movie. It may be fine. I refuse to watch it because of all the crap I've gotten from it.
Vince Vaughn is my Norman Bates.
And so in a way, it is the greatest horror movie in your mind. That's why it has to go.
Yeah.
Understood.
It's no, that's not.
Got it.
That's
no.
I feel like
it's terrified you your whole life. I get it.
Well, no, it's more of a psychological.
Show us
thriller.
how much you love it by striking it off the list.
Well, now I don't. I feel like there's a reverse psychology going on here. So just to prove you wrong, I will cross it off the list.
Damn it, you got me.
Unless you reverse psychology, you want me to cross it off. And if that's the case, I might cross off Child's Play. No,
This is M. Night Shyamalan going on right here.
Okay, and then I am Norman Bates. I
did like the owl in the living room.
Who is Bateman? What's his name? First name?
Patrick Bateman.
Patrick Bateman.
American Psycho.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that should have been on the list. But it's more funny.
It's not really a horror movie.
I mean, he
funny?
murders a lot of people.
Is it a comedy?
He murders a prostitute. It's funny.
Well, okay, I feel like that sentence. He murders a prostitute. It's
but
funny.
He does it in a funny way. He drops a chainsaw on her, and then he's drawing it on the table. He's psycho. He gets really obsessed with business cards.
Yeah.
It's funny.
His complexion, and he likes Huey Lewis in the News.
I'm taking Psycho.
Oh, when he's dancing with the axe to Huey Lewis in the News, or when he's fucking the prostitute to studio.
Psycho
studio
is off the list.
Psycho's so great.
Only because it officially affected my life and changed it.
Okay.
Just enough.
That's fine.
To drive me insane. And Steven told me he definitely wanted that off the list. He hated that movie.
It's not on the list.
Okay, next up. Guys, did you like that second round of veto?
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, we'll cheer up for a third one because if you're doing an extra 3, we're doing a third round of veto. Get down to the final 5 after this one. Then we'll get to the nitty-gritty, the meat and beans, the potatoes and the ham hocks. I've eaten a baby. Up first, folks, is the most middle-aged person we have on the show, Mr. Bradley Scott. What are you taking off the list? Are you okay?
What?
Are you going to make it?
Mm-hmm.
Is an alien going to burn out to your chest? No.
Strike number 4 from the list.
You took off Alien?
The testicles on that movie were atrocious. They didn't get it right till the third film, to be honest.
I watched Alien yesterday morning, and I thought the set design was the thing that kept me watching the movie more than anything.
That's not a good horror movie.
It was a beautiful
if you're
set,
watching for
beautiful
set
spaceship.
design.
Everything.
And by the way, Prometheus is garbage.
Prometheus is garbage.
And so
but
is
I didn't realize
Covenant.
that until I watched Alien, because I think Alien is a very, very, very good movie.
I wanted that girl to die in Prometheus.
But my only issue with Alien is that they bring up the acid blood, and they don't really bring it up ever again. So they cut the thing and it starts burning through the hole.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't play into anything later in the movie.
It plays into the sequel.
So, that's fair. But
it's done over the main.
Do you know where that is?
So I thought that was going to, affect something. Like,
do you know where that acid comes from?
Where does it come from?
Alien testicles.
Jesus
You're welcome.
Christ.
Academy Award-winning alien testicles.
Well, you just made the latex design. You didn't make the. It's
The
only
Academy of Testicles.
Those latex didn't make acid in them.
They kind of did.
It kind of did. But I can't believe it. I'm very shocked with this. I thought this was a front runner to win this whole thing.
Nah.
It is a great story.
Didn't have the balls to do it.
Sigourney Weaver is fantastic.
It's all about motherhood. It's wonderful. It's beautiful.
Wait,
That's why
is
Brad
Alien
Scott
about motherhood?
Yeah, I'm getting a trend here. I'm catching a trend.
Oh my gosh, I didn't. Yeah.
Wait, Conjuring? Friday the 13th.
Conjuring is about the mother trying to kill her kids.
What? It is? I don't remember.
I mean, kinda.
It's the whole climax.
Because it's not the mother, it's the demon or the mess.
Well, it's not the mother, it's the alien. It's not the mother, it's Norman Bates. It's not the mother, it's
well, you know what? I didn't do
the mother.
I did not do any testicle design on any of these other films or franchises, so
I can't believe
I can't
Alien
attest to their testicles.
off the list. Mr. Steven Vincent Giles.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You got me. I failed. I'm gonna turn in my license.
Half this list is sent into a depression.
Drive the car, sir. There's gonna be a lot of jump scares in this one.
This is very difficult.
I think he's gonna treat the honorable mentions like the in memoriam section.
Gosh, this is really hard, you guys. This is no.
I could pull off another 3, to be honest.
No, yeah, you heathen! You got this monster!
If you need the stones to do this, I can whip you up a couple real fast.
I can't. I really liked Nightmare on Elm Street. It was very influential.
Johnny Depp's first movie.
To my childhood.
Mine too.
The remake wasn't that bad, but one of my favorites is the new.
Wow, how close are we in age? You automatically assume I'm the oldest.
The new Nightmare. Wes Craven's new Nightmare was probably my favorite one of them, though. It was really great.
Really? When it's
all a film?
Yeah,
it's
I
all
like
just
that
a
one
movie.
too. That's another underrated one.
Wait, are you thinking about taking it off?
I'm gonna take away Child's Play because I just don't think it's
Harper. That's the mean man.
I know. I know that it's classic and that it's.
We'll send him. Don't worry. We'll send him a video of your reaction.
I just watched The Cult of Chucky the other night, so it's not like I hate these movies. I love them all. So
yeah,
but I.
She hasn't seen that yet. We're watching tomorrow. Do you want to spoil it for her?
But
there's a cult.
If I had to choose one,
sorry, Harper. I guess you're not going to college.
I can't. Yeah, I got it.
Hell yeah.
If I have to choose one, I choose that one.
You're choosing
Child's Play. Yeah.
I'm the heartless monster.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Wait, didn't you give us 2 movies?
Did you take Harper to see horror movies?
Oh, we went and saw it.
So I would say
when you lost your mom to heroin, you really like a doll murdering people. Wasn't that scary?
Yeah.
I grew up with this. I grew up with this.
He's a tough kid.
Child's Play was a movie that I watched, and I had to sleep with my parents for a while, and I was like 18.
This was 2 weeks ago,
and they hated it, but I get more.
I love the whole franchise.
But yeah, folks,
sorry.
Child's Play off the list. I didn't think Child's Play was really going to win, but I do want to just mention that The Conjuring and Child's Play were very scary to me because I really have a huge fear of dolls.
And same level of realism.
We had Jeff Golds, who was interviewed on Vice recently as a guest on an earlier podcast, saying best puppet. And he brought his ventriloquist puppet that looked like a human, like the mouth. You know what I mean? Like
Jeff Dunham?
No, Jeff Golds.
Like eyes and the mouth and everything, like all the human parts.
And he sat next to me, and you can see me physically just start going like.
Oh, it was the Chucky doll.
No, it was like a straight, Night of the Living Dummy.
It's like Grover.
Like
Grover.
Like the old,
like Grover.
Yeah, it's just not Grover. No,
like the old, like the old wooden dummies.
Yeah, the old wooden dummies, and it's good. You could see me. I'm physically scared.
Oh, ventriloquist.
I'm not the one with my hand up somebody's ass.
Right.
Actually, kind of our forefathers.
Right.
They were the comics.
So wait, what's that? I knew that one was going to happen.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
We haven't predicted shit.
Wow, I'm starting to
I think the 5th jump scare this episode.
I'm Eli Roth. Anyways, I'm a big boy. I can watch movies. I'm up next, and I gotta take one off. And I gotta be honest, I know whatever one I take off is gonna piss everybody off here.
No,
but we're down.
Don't do it.
We're down to Poltergeist.
Do it.
We're down to Nightmare on Elm
do
Street.
it. We can't say.
We're down to The Thing.
We can't pick.
The Omen,
isn't there a round where it's
The
like
Shining,
you can't touch this one? This
The
one
Exorcist. Well, we're gonna get after this one. We get to that.
Use red.
Oh my gosh, there's 6 of them.
So he
left.
can watch the words bleed.
No.
Oh my gosh, this
Don't do it, Joe.
Here's the deal. Oh no, I think I'm gonna take it off because, I read the plot of it, and part of the plot,
Because that's the same as watching a horror movie.
Is it seems like there's a very Home Alone-esque item in the movie that really upset me, and I didn't like.
The Omen, that kid.
Fiji water for guests. Thank you very much. Budget is out of control. Where do you see Fiji water?
No, I had to bring my own.
Oh, yeah, to bring us. Come on.
All he has is tap.
And Steven here brought apple cider that I've been mixing with rum all morning. So come see me tonight at Crackers host when I'm really drunk. Anyways, folks, I'm up next, and I really hate the idea that there's a Home Alone type thing. How could that be scary? I'm taking Nightmare on Elm Street off the list.
Oh, Freddy's like the old man in Home Alone.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's got the paint can.
She booby traps the whole house
yeah.
when he comes out of the thing. I'm like, come on, that's too common.
That was way off.
Well, yeah, but it's in her dream. It's not reality.
No, she pulls him into reality.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, she booby traps her house and then pulls him into
Who's to
reality.
say what's
Steve
real and
Austin
what's
a beer.
not real, Joe? Who's to say?
Is this real? Is this my nightmare on Meridian Street?
Well, when you see that movie when you're 7,
I live on Meridian.
when you see that movie when you're 7, that's the coolest part. Is the paint can.
Really?
Yeah, when you're 7 years
Well,
old.
that movie came out before Home Alone, right?
Yeah.
Man, I remember after Home Alone, my mom hated that movie because I just set micro machines
Do
up all
it.
over our house.
Oh yeah, no, I'm taking it off. There's I'm not being convinced out of that.
He killed you in your dreams. You can't escape. You can't. You stay awake all. No, you fall asleep all the time. You'll never see. That's why.
I will say I'm happy with what I removed,
You're so afraid.
I like that the things I remove is because
but I
have
am not happy with
such a
what's
fear
left.
for it. I'm surprised how this is turning out because Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers, Alien, all
Chucky.
Major movie
Pennywise.
monsters gone. Pennywise, all gone. That's not.
Although not the real Pennywise.
That's not
One of his helpers.
That's not.
He's the one that just goes around to different malls and kills children for Pennywise because he can't be everywhere at once.
Are we talking about Santa Claus?
Yeah, but we're making him Pennywise.
Ah.
What about what was the Krampus? Anyways,
That's a great movie too.
that's got Dwight Schrute in it.
No, has
I thought it did have him.
no, it has Packer. He's super nice. David Koechner
A Christmas Horror Story is wonderful.
and Adam Scott.
It has the Krampus in it.
What do you?
Oh, is that the one that's like?
It's an anthology.
Yeah, I
you
gotta
guys
see
see
that.
Christmas Horror Story.
Did you guys see?
It's on Netflix.
Did you
Check
guys
it
see
out.
Snowman?
I'm not going to see that because they ruined it in the preview. They gave away who the guy is in the preview.
Whoa, what is
Yeah, it
it?
doesn't look
Is
very
it Michael
good.
Fassbender?
I don't know people's names.
Michael
The
Fassbender.
dude from Prometheus.
The guy who plays the robot in Prometheus.
Okay, I don't know.
The guy who plays Magneto.
Oh,
They were showing all these stuff in the previews and they like gave it all away.
service you.
That's what
I
happened with
cannot
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
feel
They did that same
love.
thing. That was sometimes trailers give too much away. I don't think.
Yeah, if it's a suspense and a mystery, then why are you going to... It's fine.
You know, a movie was really good, and it's not really a horror movie, but I just remembered it because the preview you didn't know it was going to have on. That I saw the movie Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
That movie is fucking amazing.
Hey, I know. Let's
Sounds awful.
make a movie about the most famous murder mystery of all time, Murder on the Orient Express, because no one will see that coming.
Have you seen the YouTube videos of that trailer where he goes, "And who are you?" And he says, "I'm the greatest detective ever." And the real trailer, they play that Imagine Dragons songs, which feels a little weird. So all these people have just thrown in different songs like "Who Let the Dogs Out" and everything else. That's where he says, "I am the greatest detective." YouTube that shit. That's fun.
Okay, folks, we're down to our final 5. If you're watching on BitChat or on Facebook Live, This is your opportunity to add a horror movie we may not have added to the list to begin with.
Like if you wanted to add it 2017.
But right now, so please feel free to comment on Facebook Live. Let us know a horror movie we may have missed. Here is our final 5, and our 6 will be whatever comments you give. Poltergeist, The Thing, 1982, The Omen, The Shining, and The Exorcist. These are our final 5. We've got
very good ones. 5 very good ones.
Now, Dan, we're doing horror movies, not characters. Also, you recommended Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, which
that monkey's scary.
That monkey, well, is it a?
He's a fucking freeloader, man. He just fucking mooches. That's
very elf-like.
Very, very, very like, average family. They weren't doing well. They weren't the Bates family, so they couldn't afford the monkey.
Well, we're doing so good.
So John Lithgow had to get rid of him.
Why do I work for a living? And anyways, I would say that's not a good suggestion. But if you have another suggestion, Dan, because I think you're the only one watching right now, or on BidChat, feel free. Otherwise, we talked about some movies we may have missed earlier. What were some honorable mentions we had?
It 2017.
It 2017.
Jaws.
VHS.
All the anthologies: Creepshow, Creepshow 2, Creepshow 3, Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side. Those are all great. All the Hammer House films from the 70s. Cujo, come on. That's
Pet Cemetery.
Oh, Sometimes Dead's better.
What's the movie? What is that movie that existed? What's the movie with?
I know exactly.
There's so many good ones. I wouldn't.
What's the
Ghost Story is great.
What's the one with the
Ghost
car?
Story from like the 70s.
Christine.
Or The Wraith. Which one?
Christine.
Or what's the one with the truck with the devil?
Maximum Overdrive. Yeah.
Over the Top.
No, that was arm wrestling.
It's scary.
Oh, I forgot Jonah Nash died.
There was a court of law that was going to allow Sylvester Stallone to decide custody of his child with arm wrestling.
Not a single jump scare in Over the Top.
But there is a lot of jump celebrations.
That's true.
But okay, so any of those movies stick out as something we definitely missed and should have been on the list to begin with?
Willard.
With the rats.
The new one.
Toxic Avenger. No, Dan, it's a great movie, but that's more of a superhero movie than a horror movie.
Attack of Killer Tomatoes. Is that second one with George Clooney.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Rick
Moranis. Terrifying.
His wife's dead.
Oh, 5 foot 2 of them.
Anyway, so he's a single dad, and we know we can't trust those guys.
Especially if they build their entire career around
it. What?
Evil Dead. House.
There's not
House 2.
There's not a lot of zombie movies.
House is not scary. Hugh Laurie is not scary.
Now you're talking about scary
zombie movies
versus
vampire movies. We don't have any vampire movies on there.
Oh,
there hasn't been a good vampire horror movie, has there?
Well, I think my favorite one is called From the Dark. It's an Irish film called From the Dark. It's really good. I like Dracula 2000 a lot because, spoiler alert for Dracula 2000, Dracula turns out to be Judas.
No,
Judas from the Bible.
Oh, shit.
He turns out to be Judas from the Bible.
That would have been so much better than
why
he turned out to be Judas Priest.
Which is why he hates silver, because he's silver for silver.
That's really cool.
Also not a fan of the law.
That's really interesting.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. That we don't have any werewolf movies. Like
Salem's Lot's not on their slate. Salem's Lot.
Werewolves in London.
Oh my gosh, The Howling is great. I love The Howling. The Howling, and then The Howling 2, which was horrible and had a wonderful song in it and a lot of nudity. And then The Howling 3 was it Rise of the Marsupials or something like, or Age of the Marsupials? And they were werewolves in Australia that had pouches, and that's how they would like breed. I'm not making that up.
I'm not saying you are. What about
The Howling 3?
They Live or whatever.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, Roddy Piper.
Piper. You got
came here to chew bubble gum and kick ass.
Dan Bates saying Tremors. Now finally, Dan put a movie up.
Okay, Tremors.
I'll tell you one that's
Tremors 2.
Tusk.
Oh,
Tusk is great.
With
Kevin Smith movie with Justin Long. Have you seen it?
No.
You know anything about it?
Yes. A little
Well,
bit.
like a movie like Red State, though, that's like
If you haven't seen Tusk
and
you've never heard of Tusk, don't look anything up about it. Right? Just don't look anything up. Just rent it. Whatever you got to do, buy it on demand.
So
Don't look anything up. Go in fresh. That's what I did.
The stairs.
Good.
People understand
People on the stairs we definitely talked about before the show whether it should be on.
We did.
We did
That
the
was
worst
good.
rankings. Then that It Comes at Night would be my number 1.
Tremors is good, but
And
the
Lights
Burrowers,
Out will be my number 2.
The Burrowers.
The Burrowers is like Tremors, but it's in the Old West, and it's way better.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. It's great. But People Under the Stairs is
I've
pretty
seen
damn good.
people on the stairs.
It's terrifying because it's a child fighting these psychopaths.
Yeah.
Joe's like, that's where we kept the help.
Well,
Cannibalism?
An ex-girlfriend loved Pumpkinhead. Her favorite movie is Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
She thought that was the best thing ever, but she also loved People on the Stairs that she made me watch. And then that was the first time I saw somebody in like
Roach, man.
goth costume, or what's a gimp costume,
Yeah.
and the People Under the Stairs,
Mhm.
which is a very. I was like, I don't. That's too much. That's
Troll
very
2?
hot. Troll 2.
You know, he called her mother as well. Just throw that out there.
Now I like the movie now. And then there was what the fuck was the other? There's another movie.
Troll 2, they don't even
Troll
call
2.
them trolls. They call them goblins.
Leprechaun.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Leprechaun. We didn't have the little.
Leprechaun's more funny, though.
Yeah, well, it's still a horror movie.
Because, like,
right?
even at the beginning, when, like, the guy first
We already
gets
took
back,
Saw off the list, Dan.
when the guy first gets back to his wife, Charles O'Grady or whatever, and he's got all the gold, and she's like, what have you been doing over there, Charles O'Grady? Yeah, you've been sucking cock, you got a lot of gold there, huh? This is not the man I married, Charles O'Grady. And it's funny through the whole thing. And then he's a little guy.
I think People Under the Stairs is probably the one, unless you have one of those.
Man, when they're running through the walls and the guy's shooting at him, and then he ends up killing his own dog, and gets all crazy over it. It's so great. That little kid's so clever. Rescues a little girl. Cockroach. Come on,
Requiem
man.
for a Dream.
He's the hero.
The real horror, drug use.
Addiction is terrifying.
Let's go back to it.
Or Pie.
Can you
Pie.
edit in one of those more
You
know?
seen Pie?
Yeah, where he goes crazy trying to figure out the stock market.
Well, what about Thinner, where he eats the pie and he gets cursed? I like Thinner. That's a pretty spooky
Misery?
one.
Is Misery a horror movie?
Misery, I think, is
suspense?
I think
Thriller,
I would call I would
yeah.
call it horror, although I have some friends that just recently said no. But they also said that Creepshow wasn't that scary. And it was like, well, but it was great. So Misery is horror movie.
What'd you think of Freddy versus Jason? The crossover.
There's no way you watch that.
I couldn't do it.
All right. So
Now the 9-year-old me wanted to see that more than anything back in,
Pet
But it was
Cemetery,
okay.
Austin. We talked about Pet Cemetery earlier as
sometimes
well.
Dead's better. And I was recently at another place that gets a lot of people like Pet Cemetery.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's get like a 5 of the things like People Under the Stairs, Pet Cemetery,
Tremors.
Hit 2017.
Tremors, that vampire movie you talked about.
From the Dark?
Yeah,
So good.
The Howling. which I
What's
don't
the
know
one
about.
that just came out with
The Howling was great.
in the sewer?
The what?
What's the one that just came out with the clown in the sewer?
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
But okay, of those movies, what one sticks out to you guys is the one that
I think out of those movies, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go
It's
with
the most iconic.
We're gonna go with Pet Cemetery. We talked about Blair Witch earlier, Dan. I don't think people think that's as scary as I did. I was very scared by it.
You know what annoyed me about that? All those people who were like, no, it made me so nauseous with the way they had the camera. Oh, then you're a fucking pussy, okay? Because it didn't make me nauseous or give me a headache. It wasn't the most convenient thing.
Salem's Lot. We talked about that one.
Yeah.
Think about that. You know what? 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I really liked
I liked
that.
Cloverfield a lot better.
Yeah, John Goodman was so good in it.
He was really good
movie.
in that.
But okay, we're thinking.
And John Goodman in a space running out of food would be terrifying.
But Pet Cemetery is what we're adding to the list, folks. I can't imagine how much better I could write that. I'm telling you, this is backwards in my weak hand.
Ooh. It looks like a zombie cat wrote that.
Me, brains. Anyways, I'm a fun boy. We're down to our final 6. Our final 6 is The Thing, Poltergeist, The Omen, The Shining, The Exorcist, and Pet Cemetery.
That's not the new Poltergeist, right?
There's a lot of articles.
No, that's the old school Poltergeist. My brother has booed because we didn't add any of the things he wanted to add. I think
like Tremors?
Yeah, like Tremors. Well, that's fair.
They didn't add it 2017.
You win some, you lose some. Folks, we're going to go one at a time to the list. We're going to discuss whether that should be in the top 3 or not, starting with Poltergeist. Is Poltergeist a top 3 horror movie? Steven, what do you think?
Oh, it's so close to my heart.
It's got one of the scariest things in the world to me. In that,
the clown?
Yeah, that clown is fucking
scary.
You saw a scarier clown somewhere else.
You said that top 3?
Top 3.
Then,
if you think it's on the bubble, you can do that. But it sounds like you kind of don't think Poltergeist.
No,
is top 3.
I think because I'm tied between Poltergeist and The Thing should be on the top 3.
Well, I wouldn't get too much into the details here, but you think. I think Poltergeist is only scary for the clown thing. Outside that, I don't think it's scary.
Yeah,
when it turns around and the chairs are all stacked up.
Fucking move.
I've watched the movie. It's a movie I've seen, which is not a good sign that it's that scary because I don't like watching scary movies.
They did the whole thing, like, move, and then they're like, oh, but they financially couldn't afford it. I'll fucking be homeless before I'm going to deal with a possessed house.
That's also a good point. Possessed houses.
They didn't know what was happening.
It can't go anywhere.
They didn't know what was happening until their daughter was gone. And then they had to try to figure
out. Oh, really? When the clown came to life and the tree grabbed their son, they didn't think maybe there was something going on?
So I think Poltergeist not top 3, Steve, unless you want to convince us otherwise. Austin Rio also adds no.
Plus, remember how long you had to listen to those jokes of the we're here? Remember that? It's like 20 years, that shit.
We're up next, folks. Top 3. The Thing takes place in Antarctica.
Nope.
Oh, I watched The Thing today. I thought that was pretty scary.
It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Well, Austin, we've already added the movie. Army of Darkness is probably very good, but it's already
a horror comedy.
Yeah, already passed.
It's still horror.
It is still horror. He says yes. The Thing. I would say The Thing was definitely. I want to give credit to The Thing for the special effects that they did in that movie in 1982 with Kurt Russell.
My favorite part was the crab head.
And the fact that it did make me think. Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
And then I like the fact that it made me feel like Kurt Russell was actually a bad guy for a little bit.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great movie about paranoia and real danger. I loved it. I think it should be on the list.
I think The Thing is top 3. Are you saying definitely no?
I say no.
What's your reasoning for that, other than just being a real negative Nancy?
Makes me think of That Thing You Do. Tom Hanks is not scary.
So it just makes you think of another movie.
I've never seen it, so yeah, and it's all every time I've ever heard The Thing, I immediately
You've never seen The Thing?
Thing You Do.
You never seen The Thing?
No.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this movie is fantastic.
I want to, but
I'm gonna spoil it. I'll just tell you
Don't
this.
spoil it.
Well,
I've never seen it.
Well, I just want to say that.
Go ahead. I mean, it's 1982.
The beginning of the movie starts with a dog racing. Starts with this dog racing through Antarctica, and there's a helicopter, and this guy is shooting at the dog, and he's just shooting, and it's a long scene of a guy shooting a gun out of a helicopter at a dog in Antarctica. Then the dog runs up to this base, comes up there, and they land, and this guy jumps out of the helicopter and goes to throw like a bomb at it. It goes behind him, blows up the helicopter. Then he starts running up, shooting at the dog, accidentally shoots one of the people at the base. They're all like, what's fucking going on? And the guy's Norwegian, so he's speaking Norwegian and yelling Norwegian, and they don't understand what he's saying, so they shoot him because he's shooting at them, and they kill him. But if you go back and look at what he's saying in Norwegian, if you actually, in Norwegian, he's saying, that's not a dog, that's not a dog, that's something else, you need to kill that thing.
Well, but here's the thing. So, see, it already sounds like a bad movie because not all of us had access to the Bates educational system, and we don't speak Norwegian, so most of the audience doesn't know that it's not a dog.
Well, no, I didn't know. I had to look it up. It said, like, if you watch on Amazon Prime, like I did, it has a little pop-up that says, like, things during the movie.
Is that what you looked up? You looked up and saw the Amazon Pop thing because
Yeah,
I imagine you like going word for word with
like,
the Norwegian to English dictionary.
No, it's just
funny.
Yeah, well, it has notes. So like a lot of the notes are like this took
Hey, Pop-Up Video.
This effect took 7 days to make.
Remember Pop-Up Video
on
VH1?
notes like that.
Yeah.
But the Norwegian one, when it said that, I remember Pop-Up Video. Remember Blind Date?
Is it this? Oh yeah.
Roger Lodge. All right, I say we keep thing on the list and we keep going on the thing. Let's keep going down the list and see if there's other
I didn't know
ones.
Cheaters was scripted.
Cheaters. He got stabbed on a boat.
And you didn't realize how low budget that show is when it first came out.
This next movie was a movie.
It's not a real control room behind
theaters. My parents saw this movie in theaters when they were pregnant with my oldest sister.
The Thing?
No, The Omen.
Oh.
The Omen,
Which
a movie which made everyone not choose Damien for a baby's name for decades.
And a movie that made everybody feel like Damien is the devil's name. Like that defined it, that Damien is an evil name.
Yeah.
That was, it's like Adolf.
But it was an Antichrist kind of devil movie, right?
Yeah.
Like a religion thing.
I've seen the remake. I didn't see the original.
Was that snarky? That was snarky as
No,
fuck.
I don't think it
Did you guys catch how snarky that was? Oh, I guess Damien would be a religious thing.
I think
Wouldn't interest you.
I think it should go.
Heathen.
You don't think The Omen is the top three?
No, I think the other three are better.
You don't think Omen is the top three?
Nah, you can beat
Dude,
a
it's
kid's
a scary
ass.
child. It's very.
You can beat a kid's
Is
ass.
The Good Son a horror movie?
My daughter hangs a babysitter, a hot babysitter with her mind. I'll beat her ass. She won't do it again.
Thank you very much is gonna just stick out of that.
Orphan is not on this list.
That's what she does. That's what he does in the movie.
Yeah.
He makes the nurse hang her, or the
the
babysitter hang herself with his mind.
And then he like the wife like falls over the thing, and the dad realizes.
Like she jumps out the window during a party.
But
I don't like it because that's not a good theological thriller. It's dumb.
It's just like
And
what
it's
if
a
this
kid.
happened, and they kind of didn't do any work on
It's
it.
dumb.
All right, I can't believe it. The Omen is going on.
Although the way it was close for me was because I'm sure it did convince a lot of people not to have kids. And if
again, my parents are pregnant with my sister, so they watched that movie. My mom was pretty pregnant at the time, and she's like, So they don't have a good relationship. Anyways.
it would have been great if your dad's eyes would have just lit up with fires.
My dad is the devil. Anyways, we just have all.
You would play a good devil.
Oh yeah, I know all the words are backwards, Patrick. I apologize, but this is the way it works. You've watched on Big Cat. You could say
Patrick
Murray.
Oh, I thought it was Blind Patrick.
Thanks
And I'm
for
like,
watching.
Patrick, it doesn't matter which way the words are. You can't see him anyways.
You watch a live video podcast.
He goes and watches live stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We're down to the next one, The Shining. Now, The Shining, I feel like is beloved. Do you think it's a top three horror movie?
I feel like it's a little overrated.
What?
Whoa!
Even King himself didn't like it.
Yeah, because he makes movies with giant spider monsters. Brilliant people like Kubrick take Stephen King's garbage like Pet Cemetery and make something beautiful out of it.
My favorite,
like The Shining.
My favorite Stephen King movie, The Mist.
Okay.
I really love that movie, a whole bunch. But you guys didn't. Anyways.
I thought Shawshank Redemption was better, but I guess
never
like
heard of it.
Better than Shawshank
Never
That's
heard of it.
Or Lost Boys is not on this list.
Carrie,
From
which
Dusk
is my
Till Dawn.
sister's name.
Carrie's not on this list.
I thought that was a little, that didn't give me either. Me and high school kids, get over it.
No, The Shining, very overrated, my brother's saying.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a guy that
Toxic Avenger is saying that.
it's a guy that's forced to spend fucking 4 months in a deserted hotel with no liquor and his family, no weed. Like, yeah, I know the ending of the movie. He's gonna chop them all up.
I could.
Then Brad hates this because the mother rescues the son and kills the father and they get away. I think that's what's happening here.
So you're taking The Shining should stay on. He's saying it shouldn't be on.
Cuts deep.
All I know about The Shining is the Simpsons version. Which
No beer and no TV make Homer something.
go crazy.
Don't mind if I do.
Best horror movies this podcast when I murder you for not seeing The Shining.
What are you gonna call that movie?
Wow.
Okay, that didn't work so well.
Saw it coming.
All right, we're up next.
Ranked you very much.
The Shining
Make
is
it past
kind of,
10.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's
I
dead.
like it.
The Shining is kind of on the
Thank you
verge
very
there. The Exorcist, is that a top 3 best horror movie?
If I'm being completely honest, I don't think any of these are top 3 horror movies. But out of this list,
Out of the list.
I mean, yeah, it's until a certain movie that came out in September beat it. The Exorcist was the highest grossing horror film in history. Was is the key word. I wonder what it was that took the title from.
I love Brain Scan.
I just want you to know, guys, these two guys have plenty of opportunity to change the list of movies they want. You two.
I didn't know we had that option.
It's in the message.
And I added it, and I never specified. But somehow, this collection of people, I call them straw men, we're coming around preaching that it had to be the curry version.
Purify the
Does it resemble too much?
Because I'd have
a communion host. Is that why you don't want it?
Yeah, no. Well,
yeah.
Oh my god.
His mom was a wafer.
Eat your savior's body.
So, what is disturbing? The Exorcist is revered. It's a classic.
Yeah.
It did a lot of crazy.
Telling if you're doing it 2017, I'd be fucking on fire, lighting people up.
Yeah. Well, to me, I'm kind of glad it's on the list because I feel like we put a 2017 movie as the best horror movie. We really let everybody down.
How? No. I hate that philosophy. Just because something's new, it can't be the best ever. Sometimes shit comes along and you're just like, that's the best.
Crimson Peak wasn't bad. Did you see that? That came out like a couple years ago.
Oh, I did not. I wanted to see it though.
Okay. All right.
Fancy movie, right? There's a lot of fancy shit in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of fancy.
So
it's like a house I wouldn't want to stay in at all, but other people would be like, this is gorgeous. And I'd be like, yeah, the Wi-Fi would suck ass here. And
we don't have
it's not even cable ready.
We don't have House on Haunted Hill. We don't have Nosferatu.
Again, you guys had any opportunity to add these to the list.
No Ernest Scared Stupid.
I thought Babadook should have won this whole
thing. No. Babadook, fuck that lady and her kid.
Duke.
Your kid's annoying.
Duke.
The Babadook was doing you a favor. You could have gone back to being single and responsibility free. You blew it.
Ravenous, Gordon Schmidt recommended. Have you seen Ravenous?
Oh, wait. Is that the one where the chick's pussy eats things? Eats people?
I think it's teeth.
Oh, teeth.
Yes. Teeth is a piece of that movie. There was
It
Insidious.
Follows.
Is Insidious good?
I liked Insidious.
I like Insidious.
It's okay.
But you know what the problem was? Did you see It Follows?
I watched a little bit of it.
They fuck somebody and then the zombie chases. That movie would not work unless it was a girl getting that. Because if it was a guy, would totally still go out to the club. He'd just be there. She'd be like, "Oh my god, who is that? Oh, don't worry about that, baby. That's just my It Follows." And acts up every now and then. We just got to go about 30 feet over here. We'll be fine. He's slow as hell. That's Ted.
Wait, in that movie,
Ted comes out every
the way
Tuesday.
that movie works, though, is if you have sex with somebody, then it goes after them, right? You
can pass it on.
Like the Babadook was a movie, an art piece about grief.
Grief.
It Follows is an art piece about STDs. And I just think that it didn't have a good enough payoff at the end for me to like I loved the ride. It was terrifying because it would look like a different person every time, and it was really thrilling. But then at the end, it's like, what? That's it?
I gotta tell you, that's what it feels like after I come. So that's kind of the ride is great, but after I come, like that's it.
I always see a creepy old guy after I come.
We don't have Demon Night on there, man. We don't have.
Could you imagine if Magic Johnson had the It Follows? There'd be old people everywhere.
So many,
all through LA.
So many times.
Sorority babes and the slime ball.
So many times that message. If you guys want something else, we've updated this.
But we didn't put. How do we know what's going to make the list? My movie didn't. It got replaced. An imposter.
A lot of people.
An imposter.
Read the rules.
It's an imposter.
Standards and procedures that I give.
The only rule I got was be here at 12:30.
It's an 80-page PDF. If you could just read the details of that, your contract.
I don't know why you wanted my social security number. It's going to do you no good.
The question then is it's Pet Cemetery or the
Is Pet Cemetery in the top 3 best horror movies of all time?
No,
I don't think so, but I do.
So I just want you to tell you, I've gone through each one of these items, and Brad has said no, not in the top 3.
I said The Exorcist. By these standards.
But again, you.
I mean, here's the thing. We're talking about.
You said one movie is good enough to be the top 3. Where the other
it's like,
5.
It's like saying we're going to talk about the greatest wrestler, but we can't include Ric Flair or or Hulk Hogan or anything like that.
Well, I'm telling. Okay, look.
We're going to talk best ice cream flavors. Sorry, chocolate's not an option.
I understand the complaint, but I even gave you an opportunity to add one. And then you added Pet Cemetery, and you've already told me 10 movies you like.
I didn't add Pet Cemetery. Fucking Dan added Pet Cemetery.
Austin Real.
Austin Real.
But I said, is Pet Cemetery the one we added? He said, yeah. So I'm confused at what's going on.
He's funny, but he doesn't know horror. Otherwise, he would have said Itch.
What's going on is that
his first reaction would have been shocked that it is crossed off up there, and then I would have been like, no, it's the miniseries. Austin, he would have been like, well, that's a shame. I'm going to add 2017. The King is not present. How can you have a court?
Do you think Pet Cemetery is the top 3 horror movie?
No, I don't.
So what we're saying here is it's The Thing, The Shining, and The Exorcist?
Yeah.
And a very, very disappointing lack of Alien 3 on this list.
With the acid blood.
Yeah.
Pet Cemetery.
And the latex.
Yeah. Like,
know your audience. I recommended Tremors.
I know the guy that
did. Tremors is pretty frightening, right?
My brother goes, know your audience. I recommended Tremors. And this guy is really pushing Ravenous. One guy, Gordon Smith, watching.
Oh, I know. Ravenous is where the chick does eat people.
Is that what it is?
She eats people.
Jennifer's Body.
Is that the one with Megan Fox?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Just because of how scary what it did to her career?
That was Michael Bay. Anyways, we're down
to the one in the sex video?
I don't know how Michael Bay hasn't got Harvey Weinstein yet, but he should be soon.
Who's in the Megan Fox sex video? Is that like, have you seen that?
No, I have not seen it.
If you look it up, it's actually played.
Is it Xavier Woods?
No, it's not. But it's played to What Does the Fox Say?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, we're down to the top 3. The Thing, The Shining, and The Exorcist. Out of those 3, which one is the outlier? Doesn't belong with the other 2.
Thing, The Shining, The Exorcist.
Oh, The Thing.
Again, you haven't seen The Thing, so I'm my move to also move it off because I feel like Brad is not going to be able to.
But here's my reasoning. I actually have reasoning. If I told people these 3 movies, which 2 are horror classics, I think they're going to put Shining and Exorcist 1, 2 immediately. Thing will be 3rd most time.
That's a fair point. So we'll just take this off immediately.
Man, we're not going to be able to erase this board when we're done for weeks. We have no secrets. Okay, the board went to a farm.
You did that all wrong. We should have had Petri dishes and done a test to see it's the Thing reference.
You gotta see the movie.
See the Thing.
Anyways, we're down to our final 2: The Shining and The Exorcist. It's our final 2 horror movies. I'm very surprised at how this list ended up. I thought The Exorcist had a chance, but I'm just still surprised that
Willard.
Nightmare on Elm Street didn't move on as far as it did. I did veto it. Friday the 13th, I thought would have done better.
It was his mom. If we would have done Jason Takes Manhattan, or Jason in Space, you would have had a chance.
I'm going to start off this vote for what the best horror movie is, folks, with Mr. Brad Scott. What is your vote between The Exorcist and The Shining?
2017.
Well, that gets a vote.
The Exorcist.
It was The Exorcist is his first vote.
Wow, what a surprise.
I follow the money.
I am up next as a vote.
I think they're both mediocre.
Here's the deal. What are the 2 biggest moments in the movies? One is the girl floating and vomiting everywhere.
She pees on herself.
And the other movie is Here's Johnny. And I love that scene. So I'm picking The Shining as my vote.
You know what I remember about The Shining? There's a scene where there's a guy in a bunny suit blowing a guy in a bear suit. Remember that?
I'm a meme.
Oh, yeah.
There's a scene in The Shining. There's a guy in a bunny suit blowing a guy in a bear suit.
It's pretty amazing.
Hell yeah.
Wait, what are you taking off the list?
No, I voted The Shining as the best horror movie. He voted The Exorcist the best horror movie.
So it's all on you.
With Steve Vincent Giles, the man who brought props a skull, a rat. I appreciate everything. The man who watched...
I forgot my testicles.
A man who watched The Hitcher with me earlier today as we tried to prepare for
Howard. Oh,
for this. Why are all the lollipop things stems like curved?
I don't. That's a long story.
All right. That's how it goes up the pee hole. Anyways, so Steven and Giles, no pressure, but this decides best horror movie of all time.
These two are my favorites.
Wait, real quick, before we get Steven's decision, like before the big finale.
I chipped my tooth.
Before the big finale, can I just say one thing real quick? Real quick.
Is it about it 2017?
No, it's not.
No one cares about what we're doing.
It's okay. Tonight, the Heat and Pacers play, and we are here in Indianapolis. So I think we should just real quick give a big rousing, good luck to our boys. Let's go Heat. All right. What do you think?
No, the Rockets are winning this whole thing. Anyways, Stevens and Giles. We had a quick sports minute.
Oh my God!
I know you love.
I was giving you a minute to think.
Oh my God!
Best horror.
He's not going to survive either.
You can talk it out if you want before you vote. What you feel about both?
You're seeing the death of Indianapolis's best stand-up comedian. He won an award, and this show won an award. This show beat out my show. We're not bitter.
The Exorcist does have jump scares,
We love Joe. We're so happy that he won an award. We've only been doing it for 2 years.
Jump scares and The Exorcist. The Shining has some jump scares.
The Shining does too. The Shining is
got video. So much better.
The Shining.
We tried video.
One of the most unsettling.
I didn't look right.
And I would say gorier than The Exorcist, despite her
vomit,
stabbing herself
in
the vagina with a crucifix and all the horrible things.
Man, yeah, when you think about it, peeing on herself really was like the highlight of her day.
Spider walking
it was warm.
down the stairs. And, oh, my God.
I would say this, though, and I don't know if I'm influencing you too much, but there's not a lot of movies like The Shining, but there are a lot of movies that copied The Exorcist.
Yeah, because it was so good.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that follow your
in.
Heart, but I'm worried you're going to have a heart attack trying to make this decision.
Okay, so The Shining is very close to my heart. I love it so much.
You grew up in a hotel with dead twins.
Gordon Smith, he takes this seriously. Yes, he does. This is why they're experts. It's why they're on the show, Gordon.
But I just think that
my father murdered twin girls. That movie holds a special place in my heart.
Now the music was for The Shining, Bella Bartok, which is brilliant music. Tubular Bells for The Exorcist.
Could have used a little Montel Jordan.
I think was better because it was more of like a theme, whereas Bella Bartok's was more like sound effects with the timpani and stuff like boom, all that for The Shining. So music was better. It took place in a small, confined place, which I think sometimes can feel more unsettling because in a huge place, there's always places to run and hide.
Yeah, but wasn't The Exorcist just taking place in one bedroom?
That's what I mean, like in one confined.
Oh, I thought you were about The Shining.
No,
they were in a motel.
The Shining, they're in this giant hotel. They can run around. I mean, yeah, they're snowed in, but it's giant. They can go wherever. The Shining's ending is up for debate, and people argue about it all the time. And I have an Overlook Hotel tag on my keychain, so I love The Shining. But the Exorcist ending, it felt more satisfying than the ending of The Shining. The ending of The Shining was like... get it? No, I don't. But he's in the picture. Get it? No, I don't. So I'm going to go with The Exorcist as the best.
The Exorcist, folks. The Exorcist has won.
I feel like we've all grown.
That was a hard decision.
Best horror movie of all time.
I'm proud of you.
One of my favorite tiebreakers I've ever seen. I appreciate that, Steven. The talking out that I didn't know which way you were going to go. The Exorcist is...
Shelley Duvall made The Shining one of the scariest movies ever.
She was olive oil.
When she was holding the bat, like halfway up the bat, which is not how you hold a bat to hit anyone. I don't know if that was her decision or if it was a director's. That holding the bat that way and like weakly trying to she wasn't even trying to hit him. She was like pushing him, and it was terrifying.
You realize olive oil could have told Bluto to stay away?
She was so good at being vulnerable and. That I was genuinely I'm terrified for her.
Like, don't be mad at Bluto, Papa. Be mad at your girl.
And Jack Nicholson is unarmed. He's just batshit. and
So he
terrifying.
just goes crazy because he just is in a confined space.
You're going to have to watch it, Joe.
Maybe she wants a guy who doesn't have to eat spinach before he
But folks, The Exorcist is the best horror movie
I would hang out with
On this
Bluto over
list.
Popeye.
of all time.
On this list.
Bluto
all
seems like a
time,
fun
not
guy to
even
hang
close.
around. He's the guy buying shots.
That's why we're doing this show, to tell you the best of all time. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. I've been your host, Joe.
Bluto wins!
The right of me is Brad Scott, who's very big in the Popeye right now. But do you have anything you want to plug? Like, do you have a podcast that lost to my podcast? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have?
I actually have 4 things that mean more to me than anything in life.
Is Harbor one of them?
I have 5 things that mean more to me than anything in life. The other 4, besides my beautiful daughter, are the 3 podcasts I do. Showdown, it's about movies. The WrestleMania, it's about wrestling. And My Way, which is about random shit. And then this new thing, Ginger Jesus 2K. Just go check it out.
That's on Instagram.
If you like the NBA or NBA 2K on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, Ginger Jesus 2K.
Definitely check it
YouTube
out.
channel coming January.
The man loves basketball, but his favorite team is the Heat, which is weird. And to the left of me, as always, Steve.
I love
Giles. I gotta ask you, Steven, do you have any things you'd like to plug? Any upcoming shows or Twitters or Instagram or?
I'd like to say that the Peanut Butter Kiss is the greatest of all the Halloween things. Also, there's some amazing Halloween shows coming to White Rabbit like this whole week.
Yes.
There's Wowie Zowie, I think, is tonight actually. But then there's a burlesque ballet boo, right? There's a trivia. There's Frankie's Flicks. There's are they watching Evil Dead for Frankie's Flicks or?
Yes. No, I think they're watching Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness, yeah, that's right.
It's like a sequel
And
to equal.
best of all, Dead Comics Party. If you haven't been to the Dead Comics Party,
It's
You have to go.
It's one of the best shows of the year.
Yeah.
This Thursday, it's just
is
amazing.
it this Thursday?
Yeah. I gotta sit down and figure out a Bob and Ray skit with Fendler.
Oh God.
But guys, thank you so much. I'm Joe Bates. You can follow me on Twitter at JoeAmerica22. But really, all I want you to do is like the Facebook page. Thank you very much. And subscribe to the YouTube page. Thank you very much. Literally all I want you to do. If you do that, you guys are goddamn saints and goddamn stars. But November 16th, thank you very much, is doing another live studio audience episode at the Athenaeum. Athenaeum. We're going to be opening for a drag show with 2 people from RuPaul's Drag Race. So you definitely want to check that out. We're going to open the 45-minute episode talking about the best drag queen ever on RuPaul's Drag Race.
We just did Sleepaway Camp on the Showdown podcast.
Ooh, Sleepaway Camp. But I didn't want you to know that's going to be fantastic. So definitely get your tickets. You can find a link in our Facebook page, or you can go check it out. It's Jujubee, and I'm drawing a blank on the other one right now. Are the 2 drag queens? It's going to be a sassy audience.
Why isn't there an event?
It's going to be bananas.
Why isn't there an event at Gen Con called Dungeons and Drag Queens? There should be, right?
Greg Sims just said, Joe, I came up with a new nickname for you, Dr. Rankenstein. And I'm a huge fan of that.
That is pretty sweet.
Thank you so much, Greg. And thank you so much for watching Ranking.
But you'd always have to explain to people that it's because you really are good at ranking things and not because.
I'm not the monster. You get it?
I get it.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. That's Rank you very much. Best horror movie, The Exorcist. You're welcome.
It 2017.
You're welcome, everybody. Let me finish that, and then let me close this up here and broad.